Hello, Levitical Kingdom Privateers. On September the 12th and 13th, we are hosting the first annual Holy Nation of the Ecclesia Conference. The theme is Threshold Covenant, with great worship brought to us by the Woodcock Singers, a great MC known as Plain Flyer 21, speakers like Dr. Mike Spalding, Jim Odell, Randy Conway, C2K Rick, and our keynote speaker, the world-renowned Vicky Joy Anderson. And don't miss a very special and world-altering Friday night event that will equip you for what is coming. Admission is free for our naturalized families and very affordable for our guests. Head over to c2kreport.com and scroll down on the homepage to find our link to purchase tickets for your friends and family. And remember, it's all about the blood.
Let me quote you what the PLO Information Office said in a Dutch paper in 1977, in May 5th.
77?
May 5th, 1977, yes. The statement was very simple. Our objective remains the destruction of the Zionist state of Israel. So let's keep in mind that what we're talking about here is not the attempt to build a state, but to destroy one.
Do the Palestinians have a right to a separate state?
Now, no one is denying that there are Palestinian Arabs. There's a very distinguished Palestinian Arab sitting right next to me. But the Palestinians themselves, in the Palestinian National Covenant, the very first article, say that the people of Palestine, quote, are part of the Arab nation. Well, let's look at the Arab nation. It has 21 states, an area roughly the size of the United States, and 1/6 of the entire world's wealth. Now, add to that the fact that there already exists a Palestinian state, and that is Jordan, 60% of whose population is Palestinian. I think it's quite interesting that Yasser Arafat and King Hussein, who are bitter enemies, agree on one thing, that Jordan is a Palestinian state. So what we're talking about is a demand for a 22nd Arab state and a second Palestinian state.
What should be done with the Palestinians on the West Bank? There's a problem, so what should be done about it, in your opinion?
Well, I think that the Palestinians in the West Bank are going to be offered the full human rights, the full civil rights, as no Arabs are offered in the Middle East. No Arabs whatsoever have any full human rights or the right to vote for their own government. Those Arabs who lived in Israel in the pre-67 boundaries are the only Arabs in the Middle East who offer that right, and I'm all in favor of having the same Arabs living in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip being offered such a right in the final peace agreement.
Can we have peace in the Middle East?
Very briefly, please.
Yes, I sincerely hope so. Look, I'm 28 years old. I've had to defend my country in 2 wars and in many battles. Nobody wants peace more than Israel. But the stumbling block to the road for peace is this demand for a PLO state, which will mean more war, which will mean more violence in the Middle East. And I sincerely believe, if this demand is abandoned, we can have real and genuine peace.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome to another Privateers Volley. My name is Rick Hidalgo and I am the host of this show, and we've got a big one today. And look, I'm staying out of the politics. There's way too much political stuff going on here. The political information, the political slants, the political speak that's going on here, seeks to minimize and confuse and create a perspective that's very difficult to follow. But the truth is, there is congruency. There has been an effort since the time of the letter written from the Parliament of England to a Rothschild, telling them that it was time for a Zionist state of Israel in Palestine. There has been since that time an effort to get us to a place where this entire area is a Zionist state. And there is no question about this. And the fact that we keep trying to frame this in a political framing the fact that we continue to try to create accords and peaceful conditions in the middle of a process that's never been peaceful, never been intended to be peaceful, has always been driving towards a particular solution, and that is a Zionist state. That's the part that needs to be very obvious. We need to be able to look at this situation, look at the effects historically of Talmudists being sent to Palestine, and look at how over time it has become this massive, let's call it what it is, conspiracy. It is indeed a conspiracy. It is different nations working with leadership of a Zionist foundation to create a state called Israel that doesn't reflect in any way the biblical family of Israel that had 12 sons. Okay? So there's no reflection or nothing whatsoever that even relates. These are people, and it's shown to be people who relate, identify with Talmudism, moving to a place in order to create a state for their desires to dominate with their Messiah this entire world. You've seen it on here on the Privateers Volley over and over and over again. We've shown you clips. It comes from rabbi after rabbi after rabbi. We are considered Esau in America. Every nation that has any form of Christianity whose leader and whose king is burning in a pile of excrement in hell, according to Talmudist. Okay? And don't reject that. If you're a Talmudist and you're going to come to this channel and try to reject that and say that's preposterous, that doesn't say that at all, it's pretty clear. We've all read it, we've all seen it, and many more things that are unmentionable on this platform. So, we understand what's going on here. In this clip, a young Bibi Netanyahu, who eventually becomes Prime Minister of Israel, is literally explaining the plan. And little by little, that plan has been fulfilled with the help of tons of dollars being sent to them from the United States off of the backs of we the people. And a good number of we the people still have this crazy passion for Israel because they misinterpret a promise to Abraham for the coming of Christ in Genesis. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? So, do not be fooled. Do not be fooled. When you see these kind of evidences, you need to be able to go back in history and see how this has been accomplished. Because we can see 2020 hindsight. Hindsight is absolutely 2020. We can see it piece by piece by piece. There's so much more to talk about, but I don't want to get into the politics of it because politics aren't necessary. We know the reality. The reality is this earth has already been given to Jesus Christ. He is already king over it. Every nation, every tribe must bow their knee and confess that Jesus is Lord. And if they don't, well, they will eventually. Thanks for listening to this Privateer Volley. Remember, everything we do here at Privateers Volley, it's all about the blood. Good night. See you next time.